Hello and welcome to another episode of Frog Plays Minecraft. In this particular episode, we're actually going to be doing a concise tutorial on how to build this thing you see behind me. What this is basically a farm. It's vertical, but it has the added feature of harvesting your crops for you. It does it pretty smoothly. Everything just falls right down here into this collection area. And if you open it, obviously you see what you planted. The redstone is fairly simple. And I'm going to build it for you so you can see kind of what it takes. Now, the number of redstone and repeaters and torches will depend on how many floors you have. So we'll start with 2 floors just so you can get an idea, but then you just repeat for each additional floor that you want. Alright, so the dimensions of this build is going to be 8 wide and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deep. I've already made the first and second floor because I wanted to be speedy with this. Put blocks here to mark the edges or the corners of the building. What you want to do is create a trough for where your water is going to go, and you can do that by placing obviously a bunch of these trap doors. When you place them, you want to make sure you're facing the entrance so that when they open, they create a little passageway for the water to go. This way, right now, the way they're set up, they will block water from flowing, which is the whole purpose. Next, we're going to want to make sure that the tilled land doesn't dry out. So we need to create sort of water channel here that can hold water and keep the ground moist, saturated, and ready for planting every single time we go to replant. So just fill that up with water, and the other one, and you're good to go. Get some glass, and we'll just do a layer of 2 glass blocks. You can choose whatever you want to put here. I like glass because it lets the sun shine through. We'll just add some finishing touches to make it look a little bit more complete when we're done. Okay, so now that that's done, we want to wire it up to enable the water to flow. So we're going to set up a block here, which is where we're going to place our switch. Then we're going to dig down. We want a tunnel or a canal that's about 2 deep. Just like that. And we're actually going to dig underneath this block here too. I like to keep the blocks I'm putting redstone on similar. Mostly a personal preference, just so I know if they ever get washed away where I need to place my blocks. Alright, so we've cleared this little area for our redstone to go, and we'll begin placing redstone. So just place a piece of redstone below this particular block with the switch, and then a redstone torch goes there, and then redstone all the way over here to the end, and you'll curve around this corner and get your repeater, place it there, and then you can put a piece of redstone torch, 1 redstone torch there. Next, you'll line this entire backside with repeaters. Too far. And then you will line the back with redstone, just like that. Now, when we flip the switch, it will activate like so. See? Works. Okay, next we want to get the signal up to the next row. So right here is where we're going to want to have the repeaters pointing to. So we're going to need to put these blocks down here and actually have it out by 2 blocks because redstone's going to go here. So cover this with repeaters and then redstone. Now this way is a little bit more compact than what I have over there. As you can see, there's spaces in between where the redstone and repeaters are. That's because we are actually pointing to the block under the trapdoors, whereas before we were pointing to the block next to or behind the trapdoors. So if you like a little bit more light, you can do it this way, but you will be able to see the redstone if you do it this way. So this is going to be compact and we'll be able to hide it better. All right. So with that, we need to get this signal up here. So we're going to place a block on top of here and then a redstone torch here. And then another block on top. And then let's see how that is working. All right, we've got them reversed. So let's go fix that. So if they're going at different rates than what you want them to, such as this, I flip the switch, these open and these close. You can invert it by putting the torch here and then put a block here and then a torch here. And that will fix the signal, essentially. Gives you a little bit of leeway. So now, when we do this, they both go open and closed. An important note for concealing the wiring, you want to make sure you don't put a full block here, because if you do, it'll cut off the signal to this redstone torch. So placing a half block should be good enough, but then you can go ahead and fill in the rest with whatever block you want. And let's give it a little test, make sure we're far enough away, and yeah, see, look, they both go right to the edge. Next, let's get our hoppers, and just as reference, we can see where the water goes, and this is where we want to place the hoppers, right at the edge of the water. Normally we'll put a chest right about here, and then we'll take our hoppers and point it at the chest so that it feeds into there. And then the rest of the hoppers you will point at each other so that they feed into each other and all go to the same place. There you go. We went ahead and tilled all the ground, planted all the seeds, and they're starting to grow. Now, one last thing we need to do is create a barrier to prevent the crops from flying all over the place. Because if we turn it on right now, they're just going to shoot out and land clear out here. Some will land here, but in order to stop that, we're going to go ahead and create that barrier. So all the way up. You can use glass. And there you go. That'll be good enough for this situation. Now, I'm not going to wait for the plants to grow because it'll take a while, but we'll go ahead and test it now. And as you can see, all the plants, or seeds in this case, are being harvested and landing where they need to. I did see that this one landed a little bit too far, but all the seeds would have landed way too far had it not been for this barrier. So that's okay, I think. Maybe not the most efficient, but everything's landing in the chest just like we want it to. one of the important things about this build is that it's scalable. So it doesn't take up a large footprint, but it can go upwards indefinitely, essentially. So you can increase the maximum output. And just as an example, boom! I made this for you. This is quite tall. I didn't count how many floors it is, but crops are full grown, and we're going to give it a test and see if it works. All right, ready? Here we go. Gates are open. And all... Ooh, we're going to crash my Minecraft game, and it all falls down. Look at that. Right into the collection area. We can turn this off now, I think. Yep. Plants have stopped falling down. Alright. So now, eventually, it's all going to be collected. You might have to come up with another collection system, because this is going to take a while. But yeah, we've got tons of crops. Look at that ridiculous amount of crops. So yeah, very scalable, very simple to do, I would say. In terms of an auto harvester, this isn't too hard to build, and you can keep building up and up and up. But we'll go to the top of our building. So that's our build. Give it a shot. Feel free to leave any comments on suggestions on how to improve the build. I sort of just did it as I went and figured out what worked and what didn't. But if you have any better ideas, let me know. And be sure to subscribe for more videos. Like, comment, whatever. You can even dislike if you want. That's fine too. I appreciate the interaction. Oh, we're fine. We're in creative mode. Don't worry. Anyway, thanks for watching.